I was lucky enough, after Trollhunter came out, I got agents and managers and everything in Hollywood. So I have a lot of scripts sent my way, a lot of horror movies, monster movies, found footage movies. Some scripts are better than others, and then but I wanted to stay in Oslo. I didn't want to move to Hollywood. So eventually I got this script. My agent sent me the script, and it was just so scary, and I asked to talk to the producers, and I pitched my version on it. They were interviewing directors, and they liked my take on it, what it should be, and fortunately they chose me to direct it, and then yeah, I've been working on it since. It was very difficult for me to make Trollhunter because that was everything I don't know how to do. I didn't know how to make Trollhunter in a way. It was all experimenting and figuring it out as we went along. This is more the way I naturally make films, where I have in a way control over the camera, and I can make every decision on how the story is told. And also being on a set, I could work with the production designer and the DOP and everybody about designing every angle of the room exactly the way we needed it to tell a story. On Trollhunter, everything was just up in the air. It was just crazy, running around with a handheld camera, and on Trollhunter I had to step back as a director, while on Jane Doe I had to step forward in a way and make my mark visually in a different way. So it was the opposite, but that's also what I was trying to do. After Trollhunter, I wanted to make sure that, for me, first and foremost, and for everybody else, that I could make a movie that was very much in control, that was very where the direction was very active and very yeah, my own language in a way. The thing is, sometimes the hardest scene to film is not necessarily an important one in a way you remember it in a movie. I mean, some of the smaller, tinier scenes were really hard to film because of just the space and the time was very little time to shoot it and stuff like that. But of course, everything in the autopsy room was extremely carefully planned out with how the actors were moving and where the camera went, and everything was very tricky, and also with having Baldwin Kelly being Jane, and then we had to get her out of the room and then replace her with the doll, and then take the doll back out, take her back in, and it could take 45 minutes every time we had because there is so much stuff, you know, and it was so that was very complex. So we had to shoot everything in chronological order, or else, because we always come back to the same room again and again. So if they put a cup of water there, it better be there in the next scene. So if we shoot the scene afterwards first, we don't know if the cup is there. So we couldn't shoot it afterward. It was impossible. So it's so many things like that. Continuity was, for example, a very, very big issue. Yeah, it was quite difficult with the continuity and with making sure that we didn't do any mistakes on how she was prepared for each scene and how she evolved, because the autopsy, of course, is deeper and deeper and deeper, and it had to be that way. So we had to shoot it that way, and we couldn't make any mistakes, and all the organs have to look real, and because there is a high level of, you know, it needs to look real, everything. So it was so preoccupied with making sure that the prosthetics were really based in reality. We had amazing prosthetics people working on the film. Yeah, it was difficult to find the right people to do it, but then what we also discovered, or what I discovered, is when you have amazing actors, they are able to create that energy between them. There is somehow the magic of filmmaking and the magic of just talent when you have such talented people, there is something almost supernatural about it. I find sometimes they were. I mean, we chose. Brian read the script and he loved the character and he loved the script and he was so thrilled to be on board. And then we got Emil Hirsch on board a couple of months later, and he was so excited about it. And then we see these two guys together, and they had a good relationship, very excellent relationship on the shoot. And they had, they had just kind of a warm chat behind the camera every day. And then it was just a very good working relationship. And I think that helps the film when you see it on screen. Everything seems to work together. No, I'm definitely going to stay in the fantastical arena of filmmaking because I love the relationship between reality and the supernatural. Generally, I love exploring how characters relate to something they do not understand. Very grounded, realistic people who have everyday jobs or whatever, and then something unbelievable happens. And I just find that a really fascinating thing. So I'm trying to explore that in different ways. So my next movie will for sure be in the same arena. I'm about to, in the spring I will shoot a movie called Mortal. About a guy who discovers he's a descendant of a god. It's a chase movie through the Norwegian countryside, kind of a little bit closer to Trollhunter. Very open space and a lot of action and suspense, but definitely with a big supernatural element. Of course, I love The Exorcist. I love Poltergeist. The Thing by John Carpenter is amazing. All these films, and more recently, of course, The Orphanage and The Others and Sixth Sense, and these films that are really slowly building suspense and horror. I find it masterful to watch. So, and The Conjuring, of course, is a beautiful horror movie. Hi, terrorweekend.com. I'm Andrew Overdal. I'm the director of the Autopsy of Jane Doe, and I've just had a premiere here at Sitges Film Festival. It's been amazing.
Nadie pudo ver lo que hemos visto. ¡Papá!
Dear jury, Sitges Film Festival, Sitges audience, City of Sitges, I am so thrilled, I'm so grateful, I'm so amazed that when I heard that the Autopsy of Jane Doe won the Special Jury Award, I was floored. Thank you so much. I'm just so grateful. I can't believe it. It was the best festival, amazing experience. I want to come back every year. I got to make a movie every year just so I can come back. Thank you so much.